this guitar does not want to be filmed. Let me explain what I mean by that. With that, I'm gonna go over every reason that the Slash Appetite Burst Les Paul is hands down the best Les Paul standard you could possibly buy right now. Meaning like from Gibson, like new. The best production standard, like the best currently in production standard, I guess. Even against other Slash Les Pauls that are currently available. Let me tell you all about it. Let's start out with the sound. There's a little stinger for you, right? Just like one of those where I could just... So, let me tell you, there I was. It was on my birthday in September. I had been watching a Facebook Marketplace post for a while that had like multiple guitars listed in it, and I had it saved so that I could go back to it and check to see. The gentleman who had this posted had this listed for well under the value of what it would typically go for. And then it said the famous letters after the price, which was OBO, which stands for or best offer. And I OBO'd lower because truly it's like some people lowball, and I typically try not to lowball, but like this was really all I had. I offered really what like I had to spend, all I had to spend. And in my head I was like, if that price comes in, there's no question that this would be worth it to do. And he accepted, and he was like, I'll meet you in 45 minutes. And we met at a rest stop. Here's the thing. When I offered the price, I was so convinced that this was gonna be a fake knockoff, you know, that has the Gibson logo on it or something like that. Let me tune that really quick. So I go and meet him, and the first thing that I said was, listen, dude, is this fake? Is it a knockoff? And he was like, no. And he's like, he showed me, I checked everything lined up, everything that I could possibly think of that comes up with fakes, right? I did like on the drive there, I did like an internal checklist of all the things that I have to look for. And even in the parking lot, I checked like articles, like what new things could come up that would show you that this is a fake. And I checked everything, and it all checks out. Starting from the headstock, as you see over on, you know what I got? Actually, since we're doing this, let's bring back something old school from my channel. This is the guitar cam. Okay, so look at this. Okay, so we've our like standard, we have our Gibson standard headstock with, you know, the Gibson Deluxe tuners on the back. Typical thing. And then we've got the really awesome little Slash skull signature, which is it called Scully or something like that? I forget. So there's the little Slash signature on the back of the headstock, and you see it. Yeah, that's good. The neck. The neck is important to talk about because I did not expect this, but this neck is some of the websites list this neck as a 50s neck, and that is just simply not true. So it's a 50s neck, but I think when I saw it on Sweetwater's site, they had it listed as a 50s vintage, which is crazy because my black Les Paul Custom is a 57 reissue, and it has a 50s neck. And I've always thought that was the biggest neck possible, but this one's bigger. So if you are used to big Les Paul necks, like I am, this was even big for me, but I've quickly got very comfortable with it. It like, even though it's thick, it's very friendly. For me at least. So if you're used to Les Paul necks. As you see, we have a really nice dark fretboard on this. Gotta have the trapezoid inlays. Of course, one of the things to look out for if you ever run into a fake Les Paul is the fret nibs, right? The fret ends cover the fret a little bit. So to look out, those are called fret nibs. Look out for those. However, one of my key points about this is that the new Slash Jessica Les Paul, or the newer one, doesn't have fret nibs, because I guess the original didn't, which annoys me, because now, I don't know. The most unbelievable part about this guitar is that it is still a Les Paul standard, and it has just this unreal flame top on it, you know? Like, I have not seen a Les Paul standard with this type of flame top. And it's, the second I saw it, I thought, driving to meet up with this guy for this guitar, I was like, there's no way that this guitar is gonna look this good in person. And of course, when I got it and I brought it to my buddy Nick Kalblind to set it all up for me, we opened it in his driveway in the sun, and he was just like, oh my God, this is unbelievable. He goes, you got the holographic Charizard of guitars, and it's exactly what it feels like, you know? It looks unbelievable. I love that the back is red. I don't have a red back Les Paul yet, and so now I do. Now, this is one of the things that is crazy, because my old Les Paul standard, they used to do one-piece bodies. They've been doing two-piece bodies on the Les Paul standards for, I think, a couple years now, and you can see there's a seam right down the middle. I mean, not the end of the world. Of course, we have the reflector knobs and the nice little, I love the little position markers, and the slash bucker. I guess they're burst buckers, but they are like the Alnico 2 kind of, I guess maybe like Gibson's version of the Seymour Duncan, because they sound absolutely perfect. To my point, you don't see a lot of Les Paul standards getting this level of like almost custom shop treatment. And like I said, even the other slash models don't hit me as hard as when I see this or play this. Now that's almost entirely an aesthetic thing, because they are built to very similar specs and they do have the same pickups, so they're gonna sound very similar. But truly, the Jessica Les Paul is really cool, but it is a very specific look. And if you're like a slash super fan or in a tribute band, it's a great Les Paul to get. Or if you just want to hang it on your wall and just have it in your house and play it, like, who cares? It's awesome. The gold top, which is I think Victoria, I think that one, also a great option, a great way to get a standard gold top for like, you know, a little bit more money, but the fit and finish on it is unbelievable. But that being said, it is a standard gold top. There's nothing like crazy about the top like this one, right? Like, you're not gonna find, I haven't found another standard that's currently in Gibson's lineup that has a top that matches this. It just looks like a custom shop top. The November burst, that I don't know if that one's currently available, if they replaced it with Jessica, but the November burst was just a tobacco sunburst. Like, it didn't do anything for me. I have a tobacco sunburst Les Paul and I love it, but like, I didn't need a slash one, you know? This one is just unbelievable. Now, the reason that I say that this guitar doesn't want to be filmed is because every single time that I go to film this guitar, I end up spending the entire time just playing it. And by the time I'm just so in the moment every single time that I pick this guitar up. Like, listen, even acoustically, right? Like, even just in the room, It even has that, like, it has the resonance, but it also has the ping of like real old 59 Les Pauls, right? And it's just, it's like, I just, So needless to say, this guitar became my number one very quick. And that being said, don't forget to subscribe because I am going to be giving away 10 guitars when we get to 50,000 subscribers. But this will not be one of them. So slash superfan or not, this guitar is currently my favorite and what I think to be the best Les Paul standard in the available lineup of guitars. It's so spot on accurate even to the slash stuff that I can't play things like Sweet Child of Mine. And this short right here actually got flagged